You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, breaking news as police look for a shooting suspect near the Sonic in Pittsburgh. And we're taking a look at your forecast. It's a cold day across the 4 states, but warmer weather is on the way just in time for Thanksgiving. We'll tell you about that full forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. We do have breaking news out of Pittsburgh this morning as police search for a shooting suspect. Authorities confirm a shooting happened late last night, near Sonic in the 2300 block of North Broadway. Chief Brent Nargis says they believe this is an isolated incident, and they've confirmed one person was shot with non-life-threatening injuries. Again, this is a breaking story, and we'll have updates as they become available on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. A motorcycle rider is in the hospital after a crash in Joplin involving an SUV. It happened Thursday afternoon. Joplin police say an SUV was traveling south on Jackson when it collided with a motorcyclist traveling east on 4th. The motorcycle rider was taken to the hospital with traumatic injuries to his lower legs. Joplin police spokesman says the driver of the SUV was not hurt. And a Joplin woman pleads guilty in federal court to kidnapping a woman whose body was later found in Mays County, Oklahoma. 23-year-old Brianna Sloan admitted in July of 2020 that she helped co-defendant Trey Ackerson of Joplin kidnap Osage Nation citizen Jolene Walker Campbell. Authorities say Trey Ackerson kidnapped Campbell, murdered her, and conspired with others, including Sloan, to tamper with witnesses involved in the murder investigation. He's charged with all those crimes. Also in this case, Kimberly Grissom, Lane Bronson, and Jacob Schreibner, all of Joplin, and all are charged with tampering with witnesses in separate incidents. For a full breakdown of the events and charges in the crime, you can download the KOAM News Now app. A married couple who operates a Lamar, Missouri business is now both charged with stealing. Dennis and Brenda Masters own and operate the Rustic Barn Flea Market in Lamar. We told you previously the authorities had charged Dennis Masters with the theft of thousands of dollars worth of payments and goods. Now the prosecutor has added 2 felony stealing charges against both Dennis and his wife Brenda. On November 8th, the Pittsburgh State Commission authorized the police department to make a purchase through an Axon Enterprises for 55 of their new Taser 7 devices. Along with the tasers, the officers will get a training package that will include a 5-year supply of training cartridges, live cartridges, training suits, and a virtual headset. The cost of this program will be about $240,000, and that's going to be paid through the public safety sales tax. A piece of federal discretionary spending will go to reimburse the police department. So this is only going to cost the citizens of the community $5,000.
The tasers we have currently, the X2 model from Taser, we've had since 2014, and they're 8 years old. Some of them are starting to show advanced signs of wear and disrepair, so it's about time to upgrade to a newer model.
Along with regular training, 2 people from the department will get to go for additional training for 5 years for a master's level training and basic instructor level training class. Electrical technology students from Pitt State were at Ronald McDonald House to get some hands-on experience, and students visited who help change out wall outlets or light switches as needed. The activity is part of an ongoing partnership between the Ronald McDonald House and Pitt State. Partnership has continued for more than 4 years.
All right, time for this day in weather history. And on this date, a long time ago, back in 1421, 72 Dutch villagers were swept away when waves from an intense storm system breached the coastal dikes on the North Sea coast of the Netherlands. The so-called St. Elizabeth flood ended up killing 10,000 people. We're not dealing with rain, but as you can see, there are flurries on the Skywatch storm tracker out there. Most of this not even reaching the ground, but some snow being picked up. As you can see, it is cloudy in Joplin, and it is cold enough for those flurries. 26 in Joplin, feels like 18 with that light north-northwest breeze. So the breeze isn't even that strong, but it is really having an impact on the wind chill. 22 Yates Center, Iola, 24 Chanute, 25 Parsons, 24 in Pittsburgh, 26 Miami, 27 Neosho. You factor in the wind, and it feels like 8 degrees in Iola, 11 in Fort Scott, 16 Columbus, feels like 18 in Miami, and 20 in Neosho. As we go through today, we are not going to do a lot of warming. 29 for our high. Mostly cloudy skies, and with enough moisture, we may still see a stray flurry or two throughout the day, but no major travel concerns. Clouds will start to clear out tonight. We drop back down to a very chilly 19 degrees for the overnight low, but the weekend looks a little bit better. 42 Saturday and 47 on Sunday as the clouds clear out and we start to see more of the sun. And the good news is, so far at least, if you have any flight plans this morning for the holiday week, we are not looking at any major weather delays at the airports across the country, which you can see on this map. And a quick reminder to our viewers that this particular map does not show flight delays. This shows airport delays due to weather. So you need to check on your actual flight, but the airport's not experiencing any problems. The sun rising officially about 5 minutes ago, though it's hard to see with all those clouds, and it'll set at 5:06 tonight. 7-day forecast. We get through the weekend. Warming trend continues. 51 by Monday. It's going to feel like shorts weather by Tuesday, 58. Rain showers start building in Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. A little colder on Thanksgiving, 48. And then look at the low, though, 52. We warm up as the night goes on. 62 Friday for the high, and with the rain showers and a system moving through, temperatures will drop back down to freezing, so maybe some PM flurries Friday night and some AM snow showers on next Saturday, only 38. So we warm up just in time for the holiday week, and then we're going to cool right back down after that with some rain and possibly light snow chances to wrap up next week. So enjoy the warm weather while you can, because it's not going to last very long.
That's right. Well, up next, the FDA gives the green light to one California food producer to start selling lab-grown chicken. We'll give you the details.
And later, the Pittsburgh Police Department sees an upgrade in equipment. Our very own Carrie Worthen takes us for a closer look at what comes with the upgrade. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
In Health Watch this morning, the Food and Drug Administration has approved a new treatment that could help millions of people at risk for type 1 diabetes. Provention Bio and Sanofi have created Tzield, a biologic therapy. It delays the body's misdirected attack on its own insulin-producing cells. By protecting these cells, it buys people more time before becoming dependent on insulin injections. In clinical trials, the drug delayed onset by 2 years. The FDA approved the treatment for people 8 and over who are at risk for type 1 diabetes. It's given through an intravenous infusion every day for 2 weeks. And the most common side effects were low white blood cell and lymph cells, rashes, and headaches. Well, federal health officials are investigating listeria cases linked to a particular kind of mushroom. 2 cases of illness have been reported in 2 states. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warns the actual number of cases is probably higher. Both patients reported eating enoki mushrooms or eating food containing the mushrooms. FDA said it previously collected a sample of enoki mushrooms that contained the outbreak strain. And now investigators are trying to identify the specific brands of enoki mushrooms that may contain the contamination. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is giving lab-grown chicken the green light. California-based Upside Foods will be able to start selling its products once its facilities have been inspected by the Department of Agriculture. FDA said it had evaluated the information submitted by Upside Foods and deemed it safe. So far, the FDA has only given clearance for chicken made from cultured chicken cells by Upside. Upside founder and CEO Uma Valeti has described the process as similar to brewing beer, but instead of growing yeast or microbes, they grow animal cells. An FDA commissioner said in a statement they're ready to work with more food developers that use animal cells obtained from livestock, poultry, and seafood to produce food. And that agency expects these products to be ready for the U.S. market in the near future.
Right now, live look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Range Line, looking south on Range Line. No major backups or anything, at least at this particular intersection, so that's a good thing. We got some light snow and even some flurries out there that Skywatch Storm Tracker's picking up. Most of this not even reaching the ground, so we're not looking at major travel concerns this morning. As you can see, though, it is quite cloudy in Joplin. It's a little brighter, though, because the sun officially rising about 11 minutes ago. 26 degrees in Joplin. Light north-northwest breeze making it feel like 18. Temperatures across the area are absolutely frigid. 22 Yates Center, Iola, 23 Fort Scott, 25 Lamar, 23 Carthage. A little warmer to the south, 26 in Miami, 27 Neosho, 28 in Anderson. But you factor in that breeze and look at Iola. 8 degrees is what it feels like in Iola. 16 in Chanute, Pittsburgh, Columbus. Feels like 18 Miami, feels like 20 in Neosho, and it feels like 22 in Anderson. We're not doing a lot of warming today. As a matter of fact, with the cloud cover expected today and some moisture hanging out, we could see some stray flurries through the day, but we're not expecting any major accumulation or anything like that. We only reach a high of 29, and then the clouds will start to clear out much later tonight, and as they do so, we will cool back dramatically down to an overnight low of 19 degrees. But there's good news on the horizon starting this weekend. Tomorrow, 42, partly cloudy. Sunday, 47, mostly clear, but we still have a couple of cold nights to get through. It's still going to be in the 20s both those nights. And if you're doing any flying, so far, no major delays at any of the airports across the country, at least none of the major airports, so that's a good thing. And a reminder, this is only tracking weather-related delays, so do check on your specific flight. But again, no major weather delays if you're flying out for the holiday weekend this morning. Sunrise again happened about 11 minutes ago. The sun will set at 5:06 tonight. All right, 7-day forecast. We get through the weekend, slight warm-up. Even warmer next week. 51 Monday, 58 Tuesday, 57 Wednesday. Wednesday's when we start to see a change in the weather as the system moves in. Rain, rain, and rain, possibly transitioning to some light snow on Friday. So Thanksgiving Day, a little bit cooler, 48 degrees, but a midnight low of 52 because it'll actually start to warm up as we head into Thursday night. And then we get to 62 on Friday, but then look at the low, 32. Temperatures will start to fall on your Black Friday. So do be aware of this if you're doing shopping, especially if you're making it kind of an all-day event. Some of this rain, first off, will make the roads a little bit slick. Second off, as it transitions possibly to some light snow, could be some slick spots. Light snow for next Saturday morning, only 38, and then 41 by next Sunday. So as you can see, the warm weather only lasts so long before we get cold again, but it's coming just in time for the holiday week. So make sure you get out there and enjoy it while you can. And the best days to enjoy are going to be Monday and Tuesday if you happen to be off or out of school. We're going to be back with more of the KOAM Morning News, but first we're going to take another live look at historic Fort Scott.
Pittsburgh Police Department will receive new equipment. KOAM's Carrie Worthen has the details.
I am so excited for this thing. It's going to be so neat when it gets here.
On November 8th, the Pittsburgh State Commission authorized the police department to make a purchase through Axon Enterprises for 55 of their new Taser 7 devices.
The tasers we have currently, the X2 model from Taser, we've had since 2014, and they're 8 years old. Some of them are starting to show advanced signs of wear and disrepair, so it's about time to upgrade to a newer model.
But the police officers will get more than just a taser. They will get hands-on training to better protect our community.
With the tasers, we're getting a training package that includes a bodysuit that we can actually do hands-on training with, plus a virtual reality training suite that includes VR goggles, headset, tablet, and I don't know what the terms they're going to use, but it's like a VR taser, and it allows us to introduce our officers into scenarios where they can encounter persons in crisis in different scenarios.
The cost of this program is going to be $240,000 that is going to be used through the public safety sales tax.
Plus, we're going to get 2 people once a year for 5 years. We'll get to go to one of them. Will get to go to a master's level training course. We'll go to get to a basic instructor level training course. So we're going to have additional training aspects being able to come into here and help our officers. So it's just going to be it's a wonderful thing. I'm we're very thankful and fortunate for the public safety sales tax to be able to do this anyway. But also, through the assistance of the federal government, we're able to get that $235,000 reimbursement. So we're getting a huge package for just literally $5,000.
It will take about a day for each officer to be trained on the new tasers. In Pittsburgh, Carrie Worthen, KOAM News.
Along with regular training, 2 people from the department will get additional training for a master's level training and basic instructor level training class.
The Skywatch Storm Tracker still showing some flurry activity out there. Again, most of this not even reaching the ground, so no major travel concerns. But it is cloudy and it is cold. 26 degrees and feels like 18 in Joplin. Cold temperatures across the region as well. Not warming up a lot today, so don't be expecting a big, nice warm-up because it's not happening yet. 24 Chanute, 25 Parsons, 26 Miami, 27 Grove, 28 in Anderson. You factor in the wind chill, feels like 8 in Iola, 15 Parsons, 18 Miami, and feels like 22 in Anderson this morning. Here's what I'm talking about. We're only going to warm up to a high of about 29 degrees for most of us. We may even see a few lower 30s out there, but not very warm. Mostly cloudy skies, and with enough moisture, we could still see some stray flurries through the day, but nothing significant expected. Clouds will start to clear out tonight. We drop back down to a low of 19 degrees, and then for your weekend, we start to warm up. Tomorrow, 42, partly cloudy, 47 on Sunday, and mostly clear skies. And as we take a look at the airport delays, the good news is no major weather delays from any of the major airports across the country. So if you're flying out early for your holiday traveling, so far, so good. But again, this is just weather delays. You'll need to check on your specific flight to be sure. 7-day forecast. We get through the weekend. Continue warming up. Lower 50s, upper 50s. And then some rain builds in Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So Thanksgiving Day, a little bit cooler at 48. Some rain showers will start to warm up overnight. 62 to start Black Friday. And then with the rain, it could transition to some light snow late as temperatures begin to fall. And we might see some light snow Saturday morning as well, 38, and then 41 by next Sunday. So we get this warm up just in time for the holiday. And then as soon as the holiday is over, it's going to get downright cold again. So make sure you are prepared. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 right after this.
It's time to honor today's four-state hero, Bosun's mate third class Lloyd Deckard. The Columbus, Kansas native served in Vietnam from 1966 to 1969. This decorated veteran earned a number of awards, including the National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal, and the Bronze Star. To Lloyd Deckard, we thank you, today's four-state hero.
A young man in Kentucky who was born without legs is inspiring others to go after their dreams.
Well, despite his disability, he made the basketball team at his middle school in Louisville.
Dominique Yates reports.
It's a big inspiration for other people.
Josiah Johnson was born without legs, but that doesn't stop him from doing what he loves.
It's just like something I had to do. You know, I don't want you doubting me because I have no legs. I want to show you that I'm just as human as you are, and I'm just as good as you are, if not better than you.
Johnson has been playing basketball since kindergarten, and this is his first year on a team. He tried out and made the Moore Middle School team.
I acted like I wasn't excited in front of the coach. I was like, oh, okay. You know, when I went in the gym, I was excited. I was like, I made the team.
He's never let any limitations slow him down.
He shows up every day. If we have to do sprints or something like that, he'll run them too as well. So that's very exciting to see him actually get out there and do everything that they try to do as well.
Not only did he make his team, on Thursday night, he started and he also performed. Johnson is not one to complain. His positivity and determination inspires everyone he comes in contact with.
He's improved my confidence as a player and a person, off and on the court, no matter what, just because he don't care what nobody else says. He's him and he don't care.
He could inspire other people. Don't think just because you don't have something, you can't do something. You can always pursue what you want to in life.
Not everybody can do what he does, so he encouraged us by telling us what to do, you know, if they don't know what to do.
A young basketball player with a simple message.
Prove your doubters wrong, I guess. People are going to doubt you regardless of what happens.
I'm Dominique Yates, WLKY Sports.
That is impressive.
That is. And
I'm just thinking of this guy's upper body strength. Amazing,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the coach said he runs the sprints.
Whew.
That's incredible. And, I mean, we've had some good stories this week, too, about following your dreams no matter what you think your limitations are. Because your limitations are only up here.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, look at us. Here we are. Hey, I had this dream to be here since I was 5 years old.
There you go.
So
you're here.
Here I am. Some way, somehow, I've managed to get here. And I wish I had better news for y'all, but at least in the short term, I don't, as it's cold. Live look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Rangeline. You can't tell it's cold, but trust me, it absolutely is. And Skywatch Storm Tracker, now it looks like there's a ton of snow out there, but there's really not. Most of it's not even hitting the ground, but there's enough moisture, enough cloud cover, we could see some stray flurries throughout the day. And there's that cloud cover. Man, it just looks like winter out there, doesn't it? If you go outside, it smells like winter. You know what I'm talking about. The air smells different before it rains or before it snows or when it's winter, when it's summer. There's just a different scent about it. 26 in Joplin, feels like 18 degrees right now. It is cold across the region as well. 27 Neodesha, 25 in Parsons, Lamar, 23 Carthage, 26 in Monette. You factor in the wind, even though it's a light breeze. Look at what it does for Port Iola. 8 degrees is what it feels like up there. Feels like 15 in Parsons, 16 Columbus, feels like 20 in Neosho. We're not going to do a lot of warming today. We'll stay mostly cloudy, again with a stray flurry or two possible. 29 for the afternoon high. Clouds begin to clear late tonight, and as they do so, we will get really cold. 19 for our overnight low, but the weekend holds some good news. 42 Saturday and partly cloudy, 47 on Sunday and mostly clear, so that's definitely a good thing. And let's look at the 7-day where we see more warm weather. So I have good news. It's just we got to get through this. Now, even though it's a little warmer this weekend, do keep in mind, still going to be pretty chilly this weekend overnight. And then we get into 51 Monday, 58 by Tuesday, rain Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thanksgiving Day, a little cooler, 48, and we start to warm up overnight, and then here's where the system really kicks us around. So it'll be warm to start your Black Friday shopping, but we could see some light evening snow as temperatures begin to fall, and that could translate to some early morning light snow Saturday, 38 and 41 by next Sunday. So we start to warm up just in time for Thanksgiving, get a nice little warm spell, and then the cold weather returns yet again. We got more of the KOAM Morning News after this, but first, here's another live look from historic Fort Scott as the sun begins to come on up.
State's most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. Some Pitt State electrical technology students on Thursday took time to replace light switches at the Ronald McDonald House in Joplin. It's part of an ongoing partnership between the school and the Ronald McDonald House to keep its facility up to date while giving students a chance to work on their skills.
Teaching them how to replace a switch with current on, so we have proper PPE on them, safety glasses, that type of thing, and it's a good safe environment for them, because it's in reality is we teach not to do it hot if you can keep from it, but reality is they will be in situations where they'll have to.
Ronald McDonald House helps families with seriously ill children who are in the hospital. Well, preserving history is a precious activity, and one of the most common ways of preserving it through time capsules. Steadley Elementary in Carthage, Missouri took time Thursday afternoon to dig a spot for a time capsule. Inside the new time capsule, pictures of current students and faculty and last year's yearbook.
And then later on, when somebody digs up the capsule, if everybody that had their signature on it was still alive, then they could come over and see them dig it up.
The new time capsule is a 25th anniversary capsule. The old capsule was not opened because they couldn't find it.
I did note that this one was very well marked this time around. There were a lot of little banners and signs around it.
What's up with all the missing time capsules? Because you said the one from Memorial School went missing too.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it went. We searched the school vault a year or two ago and couldn't find it in the old school vault. So I suspect it may have gotten moved when they cleaned out the vault and moved the school, but nobody seems to know where it is.
When they do find it, it'll be a good find.
It will be. It'll be an excellent find. Nice trip down memory lane.
All right, well, this morning we're discussing family in the military.
Now, earlier we saw dozens of Virginia National Guard members return to their homes after an 8-month deployment just in time for Thanksgiving.
These men and women, mothers and fathers in some cases, were greeted not just by loved ones, but by hugs and tears.
Now, one family wore some special bracelets that were not to be taken off until their loved one returned home safely.
For them, it was an extra special day to hug their loved one and to finally remove the bracelet.
That brings us to our question for you. Do you have any family presently serving in the military? So far, 79% of you say you do not. 21% of you say that you do. Of course, the holiday's a little tougher when they're not here with you, so make sure you vote through our website, through the app, to take part in the discussion on our Facebook page. All right, it is cold outside. Live MoDOT camera at I-44 and Range Line. A few more cars on the road, but No major snow or anything. A Skywatch Storm Tracker shows where it thinks there's some flurries falling, but most of that not even reaching the ground. It is cloudy and cold though. 26 in Joplin right now, feeling like 18 degrees with a light breeze. And that light breeze making a big impact on the feels like temperatures. 27 Neodesha, 25 Parsons Chitopa, 26 Miami, 27 Neosho. You factor in that light breeze, feels like 8 in Iola, 12 Yates Center and Fort Scott, 16 Columbus, and feels like 20 in Neosho this morning. We're not going to warm up a lot. 29 for the high, and with the clouds and moisture, a stray flurry throughout the day is possible. And then the clouds will start to clear as we head into the overnight hours, and we'll drop back down to a very cold 19 degrees. But the weekend holds some promise as it's a little bit warmer. 42 Saturday and partly cloudy, mostly clear Sunday, and 47. 7-day forecast shows us the warming trend does continue, albeit briefly. 51 Monday, 58 Tuesday, rain possible Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thanksgiving Day itself a little cooler at 48, and then we'll start to warm up. Friday, for Black Friday, it'll be warm with rain possible, and then as the evening goes on, temperatures will drop, and it could turn into some light snow that'll linger into Saturday morning, and then we're cold again after that. So enjoy the warm up while it's here, because as you see, it does not last very long. We're back with more right after this, but first, another live look at historic Fort Scott, Kansas.
Welcome back. It's time to close out the week with our own Shannon Becker and his big 3 stories. And we've got you in studio again.
Yeah,
Excited?
that's right. That's
yes.
right. And we were talking about breaking news overnight.
Oh, yeah.
A shooting in Pittsburgh about 10 o'clock last night. So they're still searching for that suspect from what we understand. One person suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
That's right. We'll keep you updated on that. And we'll have the latest information today on the KOAM News at noon as well.
Our big 3, number 3 this week. Joplin News First. What's happening? It was a Cecil Floyd neighborhood standoff at a residence on West 21st Street.
This was Tuesday afternoon.
Yes, and it led to, well, it was charges, it started the day before to this man, first-degree domestic assault or felony domestic assault. They learned information that he had returned to the residence where the crime had occurred. Jasper County prosecutor has filed charges, and they're still seeking that man. But obviously, it's an isolated incident. There's no threat to the public. It's a domestic issue.
Now, the Joplin SWAT team was pretty busy last week.
Yeah,
because
that was the second
this was
time.
Tuesday afternoon, and then Monday night they were also looking for.
Now Monday night was really
someone.
quick though.
Yeah.
Like they showed up and then the guy gave up.
Looking for a man who robbed a pizza delivery guy.
Yeah, demanded not only the money, his wallet,
And
the pizza too. Yeah, keep it classy.
Wonder if he had ate the pizza by the time the police arrived.
Number 2 story, Joplin News First. It's beginning to look, that's right, we had a little bit of snow the other night. Everybody got a little excited. I happened to be in Webb City and I thought, oh, what a perfect time to show everybody the new Starbucks.
Wait, that was last night?
No, it was the other night when the snow happened. What was that? I think it was Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think you're right.
When the snow was coming down, I thought, how
It
nice.
didn't snow like that in Pittsburgh, though.
1400 Madison. It's just right across 14th Street from Burger King and next to the new Discount Smoke and Liquors, which will open up in the old Family Video location. And then our number 1 story, a tragedy on I-44 approaching the Range Line exit. Traffic was delayed for hours as a tow truck had overturned on the side of the road. It ejected the driver, 18-year-old male from Lanigan, was killed, died at the scene there. Very, very tragic story. You can read more at KOAM News Now. I know visitation will be tonight. Ozark Funeral Home has the details.
Was he pulling something when it happened?
No, he was not. He was not. So the crash team is still investigating what actually occurred, but he was just driving down the road. Something occurred, obviously, though.
Wow.
He was not wearing his seatbelt. That's the tragedy that he was thrown from the vehicle.
Buckle up,
More
folks.
details also tomorrow. They're going to have the services in McDonald County, and I know a lot of tow truck drivers will go and they'll have a procession and stuff like that. And our bonus story, a little more lighthearted. How about our Christmas parade list? I do this every year. Everybody always wants to know what's happening and when it's happening. So I've got the whole list. And then I also was looking around. This is some footage from Berry County Museum.
That is awesome.
The 1972 Christmas parade. I just love it. It's so cool. Look at them. I just love that. Dirt, dirt, dirt. So
I need to get their trombones in line. They were all over the place.
Back in the day, it was free.
You know, when I lied,
crazy.
I said the Pittsburgh Christmas Parade kicks off the season, but I see that La Russell is first.
La Russell has the pump lighting. Have you never been to that or heard of that?
No. So
oh
when
my
is
gosh,
theirs?
it's
Theirs is the
Thanksgiving Day. At 5 o'clock,
they have
do
a Christmas parade on Thanksgiving Day.
Now, you know La Russell's only like 60 people too, right?
Well, they got their family in town, so they might as well do it then. You need it when everybody's there.
Sure. So the pump lighting, there's a pump in the middle of the street in La Russell, and they light it with lights. I'll tell you more about it off the air.
Are you going to it?
Oh, it's my tradition. Yes, I go to it. My good friend John Hacker, he's always there as well. And
that's exciting.
It's a lot of fun.
That's
so
exciting.
Check out that list. We'll have it finalized and up. My favorite one is at Duck Creek down on the lake, and they do a Christmas light boat parade. I mean, it's so cool.
Well, you know, the big Joplin one's always the first Tuesday in December.
Yep. So KOAM will be out and about at a lot of those parades. So hopefully we'll see everybody.
Be sure to wave.
That's your big three. KOAM News Now, Joplin News First, Friday.
All right. Well, thank you for coming. We'll have you back next week.
I'll be here.
Go round up some more stories for us.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Live look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Range Line. So far, traffic, of course, still moving, which is always a good thing, especially if you're leaving for the holiday a little early. We've got some snow showers and flurries on the radar, but most of this not even reaching the ground. But it is cloudy and it is cold. 26 in Joplin feels like 18 degrees, and temperatures across the area are cold. 27 Neodesha, 25 Parsons, 26 Miami, 27 Neosho, and 26 Monette. Factor in the wind. It's a pinch warmer in Iola now. Feels like 10. Feels like 15 in Parsons, 16 Miami, 20 in Neosho, and feels like 15 in Monette. Not a lot of warming today, as we'll only reach a high of 29 degrees. With the clouds and the moisture, stray flurry or two still possible. Clouds clear out late tonight, and we'll eventually drop back down to a low of 19. And as we look at the 7-day forecast, we start warming up this weekend. So a couple of cold nights, and we get into the 50s by next week. We're watching rain chances heading into Thanksgiving. A little cooler on Thanksgiving, a high of only 48 degrees. In Consumer Watch this morning, Starbucks employees are protesting for progress. Hundreds are calling for higher wages, better schedules, and the right to use their voice. Workers from 3 stores in the St. Louis area are joining the nationwide movement. Travis Cummings reports.
No contract, no coffee. No contract, no coffee.
There's not much brewing today.
We are the union.
The people who make your drinks at Starbucks are in the streets on strike. More than 2,000 employees from 112 stores nationwide are protesting against the company's refusal to bargain with the union on a first labor deal. 264 stores have voted in favor of union representation.
We just want them to meet us at the bargaining table. We had free and fair elections.
Mo Mills has been with the company for just over 3 years.
And when I speak, I don't really feel listened to very much. So we're kind of making them listen to us today.
They and their co-workers marched across Interstate 64 with signs in hand and something to say.
We're looking for better staffing, a little bit higher wages, living wages.
Carly Brenton started working for the coffee house chain during the pandemic.
When I tried to get the shifts covered, I was met with a lot of hostility. Also just calling out sick, especially during the pandemic, just wanting to protect customers and my coworkers.
Her grandfather, Fred Wolfmeyer, a former postal union president, went to the Labor Council to rally others for support.
Old guys like me are moving on. We need the younger people to fill in our shoes.
Bradley Rolfe says he just got fired for being a face.
Starbucks gave a handful of reasons, including dress code, which they were illegally enforcing against our federally protected union logo T-shirts.
When we fight, we win.
These baristas want better.
We want their lawyers to not walk out of the bargaining meeting. We want them to actually, talk over proposals and work on getting a contract.
Because we love our jobs. We love the work we do. We just want the tools to do it well.
Now, Starbucks has said that it is aware of the walkouts. They say, quote, they, quote, remain committed to all partners and will continue to work together side by side to make Starbucks a company that works for everyone. We're going to be back with more right after this, but first, here's a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Dancing 007, Daniel Craig is getting into a groove you've never seen before.
As Jeannie Moose reports, the internet is divided over whether his moves are dope or just dopey.
The man we know as
Bond, James Bond,
has freed himself from bondage. Daniel Craig is dancing like no one's watching when that guy comes around. In this Belvedere vodka ad, choreographed by the choreographer known for working with Beyonce. Comments range from most cringiest thing to deliciously camp, hot, as dancing 007 prances around Paris, at one point displaying his DC Daniel Craig grills. Selling vodka makes sense.
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Shaken, not stirred.
Vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
No wonder so many said the same thing about Craig's dance moves. Prepare to be shaken and stirred. Many compared it to Christopher Walken, dancing rather than walking on a luggage cart, an escalator, a table in that Fatboy Slim video. We've seen John Travolta's moves and Hugh Grant's gyrations. But what would Sean Connery say? 007 better known for a dignified tango than this. A Bond podcaster decided to fix the audio. Craig may be wagging his backside, but at least he wasn't squirming on the couch in his tighty-whities like Tom Cruise. 007 went from a license to kill to a license to dad dance. Ginny Mose, CNN, New York.
The difference between his moves and Christopher Walken is Daniel Craig knows how to dance and keep his mouth shut. Christopher Walken the entire time had his mouth ajar. Yeah.
Well, they both dance better than I ever could, so I'll just leave the dance.
And they dance better than me.
Yeah.
I'd buy that vodka.
Better than what either of us apparently can do. So whatever, take your pick, but whichever. No pick on temperature, at least not for today, because it is cold. But it is going to warm up later, not today, but later. 26 in Joplin, feels like 18 degrees. It is cold across the region as we got temperatures 22 in Iola, 23 in Fort Scott, 24 in Pittsburgh, 23 in Carthage. You factor in the light breeze we have. It's a light breeze, and it still makes it feel like 10 in Iola, 17 in Pittsburgh, and 20 down in Neosho. Going through today, not a lot of warming on store. We're looking at maybe 29 degrees for a high with the cloudy skies and some moisture. A stray flurry still possible across the area, but nothing major. Starting to clear out tonight, dropping back down to a low of 19 degrees, but we start warming up heading into the weekend. 42 Saturday, 47 on Sunday. We get into the 50s, so we head into next week. Rain possible Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. A little cooler Thanksgiving, 48, 62 on Friday for your shopping, but temperatures will fall through the day down to freezing for the overnight low, so maybe some light PM snow and light morning snow next Saturday morning. So enjoy the warm weather because it will not last very long before we return to temperatures below average. We'll be back right after this, but first another quick look at the Fort Scott Historic Site.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's what's happening today. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announces she is not seeking re-election to the Democratic leadership, saying the hour has come for a new generation to lead the party. Pelosi will continue serving as a member of Congress, though. CBS News has learned the front-runner to replace her, New York's Hakeem Jeffries, is expected to make his formal bid as leader today. House Democrats will be in the minority come January when Republicans take control. And there is mounting frustration about the police investigation into the killings of 4 Idaho college students as questions linger about possible suspects and the safety of the community. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit is now assisting local law enforcement. The county coroner released a report confirming that the students were killed with a large knife. And a state of emergency has been declared for 11 counties in western New York as a potentially historic lake-effect snowstorm moves in. A travel ban is also in place for some counties. Forecasters say it's possible more than 4 feet of snow falls over the next few days. The NFL moves Sunday's football game between the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns to Detroit.
We're not getting any snow like that, but a stray flurry possible as we go through today. It will be mostly cloudy and 29 for the high. Clouds start to clear out tonight. We drop back down to a low of a very cold 19 degrees. We start to see a warming trend heading into the weekend. 42 Saturday, 47 on Sunday. We get into the 50s next week. A little cooler on Thanksgiving, only 48, and rain showers start to build in as well. But at least it'll get warmer for a brief time.
Well, bah humbug. I had to say it. Inflation hasn't spared the prices of celebrating the 12 days of Christmas this holiday season.
The cost of everything from a partridge in a pear tree to 12 drummers drumming will run you a record $45,000.
Where do they get these figures?
I do not know. That's a nearly 11% leap from last year, according to PNC.
Fitting that they use the word leap. Lords of leaping, get it? The financial services firm has compiled its annual Christmas price index for the past 39 years. 5 gold rings account for part of the price increase, with the value of gold up 39%.
Paying the lords of leaping and ladies dancing is also more expensive because of labor shortages and wage hikes.
Okay. Well, PNC says its annual Christmas price index is meant to educate consumers about the economy, but also hopefully spark some holiday joy. And Chris and I have been talking about the 12 days of Christmas, and he does not know the words to the song. So that is my goal this holiday.
Yeah, I don't know all of the words to the song.
It's like one of my favorite ones.
I know some of the other parodies, but not the actual song.
Well, we will get it down.
All right. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We're back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.